This is Ciaran Gibbons for Seconds Out here in Cardiff, Wales for the press conference for Eubank against Williams. I'm delighted to be joined by promoter Ben Shalom. Ben, thanks for giving us some of your time. How excited are you for this fight on Saturday night?
Yeah, really excited. It's not been long that we've been at Sky, and so to be able to start the year off with something like this that we've been pressed for, a British domestic rivalry, two guys that really believe they can win, two guys putting it all on the line. You can't ask for more. And then to come to Cardiff as well in front of Dillian Williams' fans, it's incredible. And the card, yeah, dream come true.
How worried were you at the various hiccups, the injuries, the COVID, that this fight wouldn't happen for various reasons?
Yeah, I mean, we first looked at the fight in August, then it got pushed and pushed, then Dillian Williams obviously had his injury, and I think Chris wasn't sure whether Liam was injured, whether he was not, and then he started to think, I don't want to fight this guy, I don't want to give him the opportunity, and so then COVID came. I thought it wasn't going to happen at one stage, so to finally have it on, and importantly in front of a packed arena, that was what this fight needed, and now we've got it, and thank you to the British Boxing Board as well for making everything possible and making this happen.
You're only a very young promoter, very relatively new in the game. Did it take all of your promotional skills to try and keep this fight on track, negotiating with the various teams?
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing we're doing well, and I think it speaks volumes for our schedule, whether it's Kell Brook, Taylor Cattrall, got a big April to announce very soon as well. It's just dealing with different promoters, making sure we give the fighters what we want, making sure we deliver on the promises, and really leaving egos at the door. And that's what's allowing these fights to happen. And that's what's allowing the fans to enjoy them. So it did take a lot. I have a great team. It's great to be with Adam Smith. It's great to be with John Wischusen, who a lot of people will know from his matchroom days. And so it makes my job easier, and it makes it enjoyable. And thank you to the fighters as well, because a lot of fighters don't want to take fights that they don't need to take. And both of these guys don't necessarily need this fight, and they've taken it. And Chris has got his world title ambitions, and he's putting it all on the line on Saturday. So in the end, it worked out. It made sense, and just glad to get it on.
Will yourselves and Sky and Boxer be involved in Eubank or Williams after this fight, or is that to be decided?
Yeah, Eubank we have a long-term deal with Calla. So he'll be on the platform for a long time, and we've got big plans for him. But I think if Chris wins, we're looking at maybe a rematch. If Liam wins, there is a rematch clause in, but that's not in Chris's mind. Chris thinks he's going in there to do the job. I think we really like Dillian Williams. We'd love to keep working with him. He's a great fighter. He's a great guy. He's an absolute machine as well. He's now with Adam Booth, which sort of adds that spice to it. So hope to continue working with both fighters. But yeah, Chris is a long-term, plan for us, and we want to develop into the next pay-per-view start, really.
And of course, also on the card, Claressa Shields, arguably the best female boxer in the history of sport. But what a cool that is to have that fight here in Cardiff as well.
Yeah, signing Claressa was one of our biggest moments. She is an absolute superstar, and everyone that meets her just feels it. She's got star quality. She's transcending the sport. She's obviously achieved a huge amount in a very short time, and she's only 26, which is, I think some people can't believe. She's a two-time gold medal winner at the Olympics, and has had 11 pro fights and achieved everything she has. And I think the UK and the UK fans, they're going to take to her far more, I think, than the US. I think we're more advanced in terms of the women's sport, and yeah, to have her here and have Caroline as well debuting on the same show, and Claressa's a hero. It's a fairy tale for Caroline, but for Claressa, yeah, it's an honour, and hopefully sets up a monster fight in June.
Amir Khan against Kell Brook is a fight that British boxing fans have wanted forever, seemingly, and various promoters have tried to put it on and failed, but here we are at the end of this month. You guys have got it.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. We believed in that fight. A lot of people said it was too late for a long time, even before it was made, but we knew that one, the rivalry runs deep, one, they hate each other, and two, they're two massive names that have been massive names for the sport for a long time, and they never sort of got round to fighting each other, and it just made sense. And I think they wanted to do it on Sky. I think they wanted it to have that big fight feel, which I think it already has. And when we launched it, everything that we thought was proven. The numbers were huge. The tickets sold out in minutes, and people can't stop asking me about that fight. It's a fantasy fight for anyone that's been a fan of the sport past 10 years. It's almost like, are they really getting in the ring? I can't quite believe it. And at the Manchester Arena as well, it's mouthwatering. It really is, and just so glad to be a part of it. And two great guys putting it all on the line, and that really is a legacy fight for both of them.
Were you nervous at all when you put that fight together? Because, like you said, I mean, it's been talked about for such a long time. Were you anxious that maybe the public reaction to this will be, it's a bit past the sell-by date that should have happened years ago? Was there any anxiety about that?
Honestly, not at all. We knew this was a monster fight. You're always going to get people moaning. I think there's a lot of pent-up frustration from boxing fans, including myself, that they'd never seen it before. It was almost like, that's what it was like with Mayweather-Pacquiao, and people were sick that it took so long. But when it gets announced and when you know it's really happening, and it's not like one guy is further along than another, they're at exactly the same points in their career, and they've still got a lot to give, and both 35 years old. And yeah, the rivalry runs so deep, and I think the fans can see that, and they can buy into that. And yeah, I think with the pay-per-view, you ask yourself, are they superstars? Do people know who they are? And you also ask yourself, do you know who's going to win? And I think the answers are the right answers to those two questions, and that's what makes this such a massive fight.
And of course, as well, there's Taylor Catterall to look forward to.
Yeah, obviously working with Top Rank on that. We said to them, we'd love to bring Josh Taylor over. He's probably the most talented fighter in the UK, and again, it just adds to a huge schedule. But to have a unified title in Glasgow, unified world title match, it's not happened in a long time. And I think with Josh as well, he should be bigger than he is. He should be an absolute superstar. That's the most talented fighter that we have, but he's not had the UK network to be able to push him, and it just shows it's so important to be on the right platform, to be able to fight on the right platform. And Josh recognises that, and we're delighted to be promoting that fight in the UK on Sky Sports, ready for everyone to see what we have in Josh Taylor, and he's someone all fans should be very, very proud of.
Just from a personal point of view, do you have to pinch yourself at times to realise you're involved in these amazing fights, pay-per-view, Amir Khan, Brook, Eubank, Josh Taylor, and then you're at the heart of it?
Yeah, as I said before, it is a dream come true, but it's one we plan. I went straight into boxing at 23 years old. I did every single job. I did absolutely everything, but we always planned for this moment. We tried to stay out of the limelight, tried to stay out of the scene, so that when the broadcasters became available, we were ready, and we knew it was going to come for a long time, which I think is why we're so well prepared and been able to hit the ground running. And we sort of maybe see the sport a little bit differently in terms of how to achieve the best fights on the best platforms. It's not all about control. It's not all about ego, and it's showing very quickly. And yeah, of course, it's a dream come true, but we're here to compete as well. We want to do amazing things in the sport, and so yes, of course, we're happy to be here. But we're very, very focused on delivering for Sky, for the fans, for ourselves, for the fighters, and so far so good.
How far off do you think you are becoming the number one promoters in Britain? Or is that probably a bit of an unfair question too? But obviously you're a competitive guy, you want to get to the top.
We're ambitious, we've got a great team. It's not, honestly, the team behind this is unbelievable. It's not just myself, we're together since the start. And I think for us, we want to make it less about which promoter is the biggest and I'm better than you and this and that. It's just, like, I don't understand it, to be honest. It's about putting on the best fights for the fans, giving the fighters the biggest opportunities, telling their stories, and making sure they fight each other as well. And, we could go into which promoter is better than him, this one and that one, but I don't think we see the sport like that. I'm working with Dimitri Salita on this. Cal is Chris Eubank Jr.'s promoter, work with him, working with Top Rank for Josh Taylor, and all it does is deliver huge nights for the fans, and to be the promoter of those nights is obviously amazing. But yeah, I think we want to focus on the fighters and focus on growing the sport rather than thinking, yeah, we're bigger than this person or that person, or we're going to be. But yeah, we'll see.
Bob Arum and I think Frank Warren mentioned your name in regards to negotiations of Whyte and Fury. I mean, have you got anything to add to that? I mean, were you involved at any point, or you were linked with Whyte's team or his management at least?
Yeah, I just want to be clear on that. It wasn't me that. I think Frank has said it. Obviously, I think Dillian's lawyer looped me into an email or something. Frank was actually. What's up? All right. Shall I finish this? I've only got 1 minute. Sorry, Malin. White Fury. Yeah. So no, I think Dillian's lawyer. I was in an email chain. Look, I was just helping out. It's not much more to say on it. Dillian's a free agent, and that's it. And it wasn't us that sort of mentioned it. It was Frank, and we'll always do what we can for fighters to give them the opportunities that we can. And yeah, there's nothing more to say on it other than I'm just glad the fight is happening, and I'm delighted that it's going ahead. And yeah, Dillian's a great fighter, and we have a good relationship, but that's as far as it goes.
Okay, thank you, Ben, and hope the promotion goes well on Saturday, which I'm sure it will. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Awesome.